There is a kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from physical labor. It comes from thinking, not ordinary thinking, but relentless thinking, replaying, reanalyzing, rewriting conversations in your head, imagining worst-case scenarios, questioning your tone, questioning your words, questioning your decisions, questioning yourself. Part 33 is about overthinking, not as a personality flaw, but as a survival strategy that quietly took over your mind. At first, it looks like intelligence. You're reflective, you're analytical, you're self-aware. You notice patterns. You see details others miss. But beneath that awareness, there's tension, because overthinking is rarely about curiosity, it's about control. You don't think excessively because you enjoy it. You think excessively because uncertainty feels dangerous. If your past taught you that mistakes had consequences, that misunderstandings led to conflict, that saying the wrong thing resulted in rejection, that unpredictability led to chaos, your brain adapted. It decided that thinking more would prevent pain, so it built a system. Replay everything, anticipate everything, prepare for everything, mentally rehearse every possible outcome. If you can predict it, maybe you can survive it. Part 33 goes deeper. Overthinking is often born in environments where emotional safety was inconsistent. Maybe you had to monitor someone's mood. Maybe you had to read the room carefully. Maybe you had to anticipate anger before it exploded. Maybe you had to decode silence. Maybe you had to notice subtle shifts to protect yourself. So your brain became hyper-aware. You learned to scan for danger, not just physical danger, but emotional danger. Tone changes, body language shifts, text messages that seem off, delays in response, micro-expressions. You became an expert in interpretation. And now, even when there is no threat, your system keeps scanning. Part 33 reveals something important. Overthinking is not overanalyzing life. It's overanalyzing yourself. What if I sounded... Even in calm moments, you're solving problems that don't exist. Even in safe relationships, you're scanning for cracks. Even in silence, your thoughts are loud. Part 33 reveals something deeper. Overthinking is not about thinking too much. It's about feeling unsafe in uncertainty. Uncertainty means lack of control. Lack of control means vulnerability. And vulnerability once hurt you. So now your brain tries to eliminate uncertainty through analysis. But life cannot be fully analyzed. People cannot be fully predicted. Outcomes cannot be fully rehearsed. And the more you try, the more exhausted you become. Part 33 continues. There is also a hidden perfectionism inside overthinking. You want to say the right thing, do the right thing, choose the right thing, be the right kind of person, because you believe one wrong move could cost you connection. But here's the paradox. The more you try to be perfect, the less present you become. Overthinking pulls you out of the moment and into imagined futures. You're not living, you're evaluating. Part 33 reaches its emotional core. You don't overthink because you're dramatic. You overthink because at some point, being careless wasn't safe. Being impulsive wasn't safe. Being unfiltered wasn't safe. Being relaxed wasn't safe. So you tightened your mind. Constant vigilance became normal. Mental tension became baseline. But constant thinking is not clarity. It's anxiety disguised as responsibility. Part 33 moves toward healing. Your mind is not your enemy. It's overtrained. It learned that scanning equals safety, but you are not in that environment anymore. You are not that powerless version of yourself anymore. You do not need to rehearse survival constantly. You can make mistakes and survive them. You can be misunderstood and clarify. You can feel uncertainty and tolerate it. You can let conversations end without replaying them 30 times. You can allow silence without inventing catastrophe. Part 33 ends with this. Overthinking is a sign of a mind that once had to protect itself. But protection and peace cannot coexist at the same intensity. If you want peace, you must allow imperfection. If you want rest, you must allow uncertainty. If you want connection, you must risk being slightly misunderstood. You don't need to control every outcome to be safe. You don't need to predict every possibility to survive. You don't need to solve problems that haven't happened. Your mind deserves rest. And rest begins when you slowly teach yourself this truth. Not everything is a threat. Not every silence means rejection. Not every pause means loss. Not every mistake means abandonment. You are allowed to exist without constant self-monitoring. You are allowed to be human. And your worth does not depend on flawless mental rehearsals. You can let the thought pass. You can let the moment exist. You can let yourself breathe. And nothing will collapse.